What's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Daily Refinement. My name is Chris. Thank you so much for joining me. I make a full-time living selling stuff online, and in this episode, I'm going to go over 6 questions to get you to the next level in your reselling career. So, reselling is really easy to say, but it's very difficult to do. But I want to give you guys some prompts I think will help you organize your day and help you really get to that next level instead of just saying, just do it, because I want to be more specific. Okay, so first question is, would you invest in your store? If you were an investor, would you invest in your store? That's the first question. I'm going to answer these 6 questions with my own answers, and then afterwards, I want you to answer it yourself. You can either put it in the comment section below or just write them down, but I think these are really, really good prompts. Okay, the first question is, would you invest in your store? So for me, I have 2 different strategies. One is a store that has $200,000 worth of stuff listed. That's sort of an everything store. That is a trapper model, meaning like I have a few different categories that I like and I'm building those up. I would not invest in that store at all. As an outside investor, I would not give that store any money because it's not scalable and it's 100% reliant on me. So if I'm not here, it doesn't work. And as an investor, I would just do it myself instead of investing in me because it's so founder heavy. But the second part of my business, which is a replenishable store, I now have 3 products that sell every day. Okay, I, as an investor, would invest in that company because as long as I can keep adding stuff to this product line, that's something that can scale, because I don't have to do anything extra. I've already set up those 3 products. They sell every day. And the 10 by 10 by 10 rule, which is 10 products to sell 10 times a day for $10 profit, is extremely difficult. So I want you guys to move that timeline to your career. That's your career goal. It's not your 1-year goal. Most people greatly overestimate themselves. I think they can do it all really quickly, but if you really write down what your day looks like, you can barely do anything. There's not that much time in the day. You're probably already really busy and you're trying to stick in reselling on top of your already crazy schedule. Or if you are a full-time reseller, you're trying to cram in, trying to figure out all these replenishable items in your already busy day. So give yourself a little bit of a longer timeline. So for me, as an investor, I would invest in the second scenario, not the first scenario, too founder-based. And in my business career, I've started a lot of businesses that are really, really reliant on me. So in the next chapter, I'd like to create some stuff that's more reliant on the product or service versus me so that I can step out or I can scale a little bit easier. Okay. The next question is question number 2. How long do you expect for your money to return, your investment? Let's say you invest $1,000 into your reselling business, when do you expect to get that money back? For some people, it looks like you're never expecting it to get back because you're not doing any research into where you are investing that $1,000. You wouldn't normally do that if you were the investor, but if you are the owner of the company, sometimes you're like, oh, this will probably sell for profit, and just throw it in your cart. And oh, this product might be good, it's trendy. I'm gonna buy some. Major League Baseball stuff because Major League Baseball is on fire. Mike Trout just got like the largest baseball contract ever. Maybe I'll start investing in Mike Trout stuff without any research to find out if the market is strong enough to support that kind of merchandise. You just start buying Mike Trout stuff without figuring out how long it is for you to get your money back. So that's the second question. I think it's super important because if you want your money back right away, you're going to invest in totally different things than if you're using reselling as an investment vehicle. Some people have no intention of discounting an item. They'll buy a rare antique elephant and they'll wait 2 years to get 1,000 times money back, right? So that's different than someone who has only $500 in the bank and they need to turn it over to get some seed capital to build this thing. So second question is, how long before you expect to get your money back? Number 3, what would you do differently if somebody was watching you, or if you were on YouTube, or if you had a mentor there? What would you do differently? Now, this is a pretty deep question, but I know how I would do it. I would spend more of my day planning. So when I have a really detailed plan for what's going to happen during the day, I get a lot more done during the day Does it go according to plan? Never. It never goes according to plan. But as an example, yesterday, I had 6 different pieces of furniture to put together, and I also needed to make 2 stops at the store. Wrote it all done. I got all 8 things accomplished in 2.5 hours. If I had not written that down, there's no way I've gotten all of that stuff done. And in the order that I wrote them, it was in a completely different order. The stuff because depending on the supplies and what I was doing, it just didn't turn out exactly as planned. But I still got all 8 things done. So if somebody was here watching me, I wouldn't want to just look like I don't know what I'm doing through the day. I'd want to plan out my day and then execute that day so that I don't look like a dumbass. That's like if you're going to come watch me, I might as well perform at my peak level. If you look at the people who are performing at the highest levels, their whole days are scheduled out for them. They basically let people around them know what they want to accomplish, and people build their day. They build their diet. They build their what meetings they go to. They build how long it takes to get to each meeting. They prep each person before they go into the meeting. It maybe is worth it to take a look at what the life of a CEO or an executive looks like. It's pretty much completely taken care of by an executive assistant. So take a look at how their days are structured. They set goals and then people help them. If they are the highest performing people in the company and they have people helping them, then why would you, as an entry level reseller, be able to plan a perfect day? It doesn't make sense. So I think people underestimate how helpful somebody else can be. If you have a friend that's reselling, or you want to send me a question at chris@dailyrefinement.com, hopefully I can guide you in the right direction of something or someone that can help you get to that next level. But again, it's really important to understand what would you do differently if somebody was watching you. And I think that accountability you shift the pressure off yourself and onto an external thing so that you can really focus on what you're doing from an outside perspective. Okay, next is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your reselling career or your skills? So for example, you might be a 10 out of 10 in buying. You might be a 7 out of 7 in shipping. You might be a 3 out of 10 in discipline for listing. Maybe you can't consistently get a listing habit go. So your consistency is rated only a 2 out of 10. So first question is to get an idea, pick an area of your reselling career or the whole thing, give yourself a number out of 1 to 10. And I'll start with myself. So can't speak for you, but I can give you guys an idea of what for me. So I would consider my reselling career between a 6 and a 7 overall. Okay, I've got great suppliers. I know a lot about different business models. I would put my knowledge level higher than most, definitely above average for knowledge that I know. I also have people skills, so I can work out a deal with a manager or figure out what happens to a product in the supply chain by just asking a few different people some questions. I recognize that's a skill, so I would put maybe my people skills at a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. But then once you ask this question, I want you to ask 2 follow-up questions. The first question is, what could you do to make it better? So for example, one thing I could do to raise my entire reselling career is to automate my bookkeeping and accounting. And I'm almost there. I still have to review it with my VA because my system isn't tight enough that how I'm organizing it is they can do the accounting once it sells, but it's not airtight when I bring the items in. I want to just be able to scan the receipt, send it over, and have them reconcile with what gets listed. That would be, in my opinion, that would take my reselling career to an 8 or an 8.5, having all the numbers crystal clear the whole time. That's pretty good. I would consider it like, B plus, A minus type of business once I'm at that level. Right now I'm hovering in the like B minus range, B, because I have to do all that extra work and it's very time consuming. So the first part of the question is, what could you do to be better? And the follow-up question to that is, why is it not lower? Why is it not a 6? Why is it not a 5? Why did I choose a 7? And I chose a 7 because I do have a pretty good grasp of the flow of what reselling looks like. I've spoken to a lot of different people who are successful. I've seen it done. I understand the level of sacrifice it takes to get to the next level, and I understand the power of a schedule. I fully believe that discipline is freedom. So shout out to Jocko Willink, the Navy SEAL. Discipline is freedom, and if you're not getting enough out of your day, then your day needs to be much more strict. That's just really how it goes. As a kid growing up, my parents were extremely strict. That's where my work ethic comes from because they didn't put up with anything. I had dragon parents, right? So when you have that type of upbringing, you're just sort of you waver less. But once I was out of that scenario, I get to pick my own schedule. Once you are a reseller, no one is dictating what your schedule looks like. You can do whatever you want, whenever you want, and that's very challenging. If you don't have a grasp of that, you don't have a grasp of how to organize your schedule, you're probably only succeeding at a 3 to 4 out of 10. That one thing is like 3 or 4 points. If your reselling career was a credit score, not understanding how valuable time is or not understanding how to plan your day will put you in the bankruptcy, or not the bankruptcy, the like unfinanceable category where no one would trust you with their money if you don't know how to plan your day, right? No one would give you a loan for your business if they look at your day and it's not planned. If there are huge holes in your day where you don't know what you're doing, no one is going to give you no one's going to believe you. Your friends are going to just say, hey, you're unemployed. Can you go pick up my dry cleaning? They're not going to take you seriously. But if your day is really tight and you're like, hey, I'm available on Wednesday from 7 p.m. to 9 p.m. to have drinks, you present yourself like a professional. Very, very different situation, right? Very different. So that's probably the main thing if your reselling career was a credit score, is just your ability to manage your day. So when you ask yourself why not lower, you're going to start recognizing your strengths. And that's very important. Most people don't give themselves enough credit. Being able to run your own company is insanely difficult, and also one of the most incredible things that you can do for this country, for yourself, for other people. I agree with Mr. Wonderful from Shark Tank. There is nothing more noble than being able to provide a company that can provide for somebody else. Okay, I heard this ridiculous statement that oh, I can't be a reseller because I'm Christian and I don't want to take advantage of people. It does not say that in the Bible. Okay, if you're doing a fair exchange of value, that is not against Christianity. That is a really weird way to twist what the Bible says. It does not say that in there. Okay, it's actually, in my opinion, unchristian to not do that. You should be providing value and helping other people. If you're exchanging value and getting paid for it properly, that's a perfectly great exchange between two people. I don't see why that's unchristian. But anyway, my point is, there's nothing more noble than being able to provide an enterprise that can support somebody else. That's incredible. If everybody that was a reseller figured out how to get to the point where they could hire somebody, just even though it makes your business more complicated, it's just cool being able to provide for somebody, allowing them to support a family, or better, maybe you can help them become abundant. The highest level of entrepreneur, okay, who I've actually never met this level of entrepreneur ever. Okay, this level of entrepreneur can start a company that can grow without them. Okay, a lot of people are like, oh, I want to just do my own business. That's level 1. That's like the lowest level. That means you do everything. The second level would be maybe you have some employees and they're helping you so you can get a little bit bigger. The third level would be like, you don't have to be there. Your company can survive with you not being there. You can take a 8-week vacation and your company will just tread water until you get back. Amazing. Very, very few people get to that level. But imagine you're an entrepreneur that builds a company and you hire people that grow your company. So you go for vacation for 3 months and come back and your company is 10% bigger. That is a remarkable achievement. And I do know someone who's in that position, but they didn't create it. So the general manager of the car dealership that I worked at, I have one more analogy for the previous point, which was the no one will finance you if you don't know how to control your day. In the car world, that's called not being able to finance the steam off a hot dog. So it's a pretty brutal term, but it's what you would deem people who come in and have never paid a single bill on time. The bank cannot give you a car loan with that type of history. You have to prove some kind of reliability to be able to make your car payment. And I worked at a high-end dealership, but at a low-end dealership, when people finance these type of cars, they would only give them one key so that you could just repo the car when they don't make their payment if you're dealing with low income people who've never made a payment on time. You'd probably keep one key so you could repo the car easier. Okay, back to the other thought, which is once you have an idea of how to plan your day, right, and you know where your strengths are and where your weaknesses are, you're gonna take that information and you're gonna journal. Okay, I can't think of a more straightforward way of improving your business than just writing down what I just told you into a notebook and then slowly improving it each day. So I'm going to repeat the different tasks. I do this myself. I filled up tons of different notebooks. First thing is, would you invest in your store? Why or why not? Secondly is, how long do you expect to get your money back when you invest in something? Please have an answer to this question or don't resell. Next one is, what would you do differently if you were being watched? The next one is, on a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rank each reselling area and your whole overall reselling career? And the two follow-up questions to that are, why is it a little bit, or if you pick 7, why is it not an 8? And the other question would be, why is it not a 6? What are you strong at and what are you weak at? And if you guys want, you could put all 6 of those questions in the comment section below so other people can help you, can determine or give you some feedback on what you're weak at or strong at. And if you like this video, please smash that like button and subscribe if you're new to my channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. My objective is definitely to give you guys some prompts. Just think about your reselling career, what's going on. Don't compare yourself to other people. Just compare yourself to who you were yesterday. And then just one final thought. A lot of people are looking for something, anything that's not reselling. Okay, meaning like you're about to get ready to do some work and you're like, well, this shirt's not that comfortable, so I'm gonna go change. Oh, well, the lighting is not very good, so I'm gonna drive to Home Depot and get a different light bulb. That is very natural, okay, to want to distract yourself. That's why I think you should plan your day. You need to have something to look forward to. Don't have your whole day to get something done. And then think about if you give yourself the whole day to go buy some stamps and then you don't accomplish it, you're gonna feel horrible about yourself. So don't do that. Don't give yourself the whole day to get stamps. Put it on a schedule. Write it down. Say, I'm going to get stamps by 8 in the morning, 9 in the morning. I'm going to be the first person in line at the post office to get stamps. Knock that out of the way. Give yourself some momentum and ride that momentum to the next level. Thanks, guys. And again, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you for stopping by. I'll see you guys next time.